Okay, cool. So recently I did a video on Drambo and the SP, and someone asked me in the comments with regards to how it works on desktop. And so I thought I would show you that. Why not? So follow me over here. If you look over, you'll see Drambo 8 outs, Drambo FX, and Drambo M effects, which I think is MIDI effects, if I'm not mistaken. So if you use these first two, it's like using Drambo, right? On the iPad. It's basically the same principle. But everything that you do in these first two are going to be within the Drambo MIDI realm, right? You're going to be creating it in Drambo. However, if you really want to use it the way I would use it, I would per se use the Drambo effects and put it on the effects rack. So if you think about AUM, if you're an iOS user, you'd put it down where you normally would put your effects on an AUM. And then what that allows you to do is to record into it. Because if you use it as an instrument, this is using it as an instrument, then it's not going to work the same like it does in the standalone on your iOS. So I have some chords here. Hold on a second, not chords. And this is where I get confused on why they make it on desktop. Sometimes it's so, there we go, to get it to delete. Okay, so I'm going to close this for a second. I have Omnisphere open, and I'm going to use I'm actually going to, instead of playing some chords, I'm just going to use Scalar to trigger in some chords. So give me 1 second while I pick something from Scalar. 90s jazz, whatever. That'll work. All right, cool. So I have Scalar routed into, that's a bit much. Let me see if I can find something a little more simple than that. Maybe just this one with R&B. Okay, on this particular one, we're not going to use Scalar because it's just going to make up something randomly. And we'll just play in the key of C to keep it simple. And so I have Scalar going into this Omnisphere Silent Whisper. That's what it's called. It's not silent, that's for sure. And then I have, you see down here, I routed the keys, the key chord track into the audio. And you have to have both records on, otherwise you could use the N, I guess, and then that works. Okay. Moving on. So place Drambo effects onto an audio track. And what this does, if you put the same principle in the last video, if you put an audio input in, first you got to have the MIDI to CV, then you use the audio input, and then you're going to put a flexi sampler on. And when you click the plus, just so you know, miscellaneous, that's where you're going to find the audio input, generator, and scroll down and you'll see the sampler is the flexi sampler that I use. So I use this probably the most. And then what you can do is click your monitor button. And then if you want to go threshold recording, which is what I think is the best, set the threshold, click record, and then it waits. So let's just play some stuff. Hit record, and now you have your chords. And now you can go in and set up markers like so. Oh, by the way, let me show you this because I did this, but you can go in, if you know Drambo, you can go and either set the slices or detect transits. But you can see how if I do that, it only picked up that one. So sometimes I just prefer just to go ahead and draw them in, especially if you only have like 4 pieces here. So now Where did this one go? Get back in there. All right, so click the X. So now we'll go out of the record, and I like to set note, and then I usually do slice. So what that means is now every time I play, it's gonna go. So now you could draw in your chords like so. Maybe that. Wait, I'm gonna do this one. What is that rattling? Might be my dog tiptoeing through the hallway or something. All right. And then we'll lead with that one. So now you have this. So when you hit play, it should. That's way too fast. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drag over till we get 4 bars. That's perfectly fine. All right. So you're going to do 4 bars. And then, now I changed it up on you. My bad. Doesn't matter. Just you'll get the point. You know what? Let's change it up. There we go. Okay, so there you go. So now you should be able to hit play. Of course, I didn't play this to a metronome, and I could have held the chords a little bit longer. So let's just do it over. Why not? I don't even know what I played because I was just doing it, but you get the point. I really do. See, this is what drives me crazy on desktop. There we go. So yeah, whatever you do, here's some basic chords. Let's just do some basic stuff. We'll put a metronome on. We'll hit record. See, there's no metronome going. So I'm gonna just hold the chords a little longer. All right, cool. And it looks like it kept the arrangement there. Okay, that'll work. So we'll just play it from there and see what it does. Oh, now for some reason they're not showing up there. What in the world? Am I the only one bugging out like why this is not? Okay, I don't get that. But anyway, you get the point. For some reason it's I ain't never seen that before. That's crazy. Okay. I don't know what you're gonna get now. Okay. It's something right now. Just the idea that you can do it. That thing is wild. And turn the click off so it doesn't drive you crazy. So you see what you can do pretty much with that. Now here's where I don't see the purpose of doing this. I'd say if you hit in a DAW, it really doesn't, kind of defeats the purpose. Like if you're in a DAW, why don't you just use the DAW you're in? The only way I could see this beneficial, if I'm being blatantly honest, is maybe if you were using samples and you wanted to use this as a sample, a way to chop the sample, I guess. You can export the audio. You could just export the current song, and then you could put that. Let's just put it somewhere on this hard drive right here. We'll name it test. That's weird, but whatever. All right. So you could export that and then pull from the hard drive. Let's see if it saved it there. I don't even see it. So let me go over here. It's there, but that doesn't look like audio. What is this? I don't know what that is. Okay. Move to the trash. So the only way I could see maybe doing this would be if you're going to resample. So let's say you brought this in. Let's pull a sample in, by the way. It's weird. Come on, you can delete it. Let's just pull a sample in. Oh no, not that folder. There we go. Let's just. All right, we'll just pull that in. I don't even know what it is. And we're gonna pick random, put it on slice. We're gonna remove these slices here because it doesn't matter which slice I'm gonna play, it's gonna randomly select one. So I'm gonna trigger it. But first I need to set some slices. So let's go detect trend. That's not enough. That might work. Might be a bit much. That's fine, we'll do that. All right. So you could trigger a slice like this. This is 4 bars worth. And maybe throw some random off slices here or there. Maybe extend one. I don't know. Just making this up, okay? So don't. Maybe that one there. Okay, just made it up. Hit play. Okay, let's say you like that. And we don't like that. You could use some of the processor stuff that they have in here. And I think, yeah, see, that only works in standalone. So maybe like the analog filter. Putting some in, okay. What you could do, while it does say you can export audio, clearly you would have to record this audio out, right? But the thing about an Ableton is you could actually throw effects on this rack right here. So let's say I'm gonna go to some of my favorites. Let's say in Glitch Machine you want to throw the fracture on there, okay, and then you want to play that. Or not. Let's go with yeah, no. What on here could we get rid of fracture and then try this one? Interesting. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. What is convex? I don't even remember. right, let's go. We're just looking for some effects or something. I'm gonna just use some super massive on it. Let's try. So you could leave this in the track, but it's not gonna play here because you don't have any controls here. And I don't believe we can try this though. Let's say we make a Shift Command M. Oh, that's right, because we're on an audio track. So on an audio track, you wouldn't be able to use MIDI here. So what you could do is throw another audio track in and then resample from this audio track. So press N, if I'm not mistaken, and then you can set that to auto, and then you should be able to just record. All right, we'll stop there because it's just 4 bars. All right, and then we're gonna Command J, which is just consolidating what we have. All right, so there's your audio file, and then of course you could raise it up. You can mute, turn that one off. Adjust the volumes if you need to, and then now, is this something that you could do inside of Ableton? I believe so. That's the reason why I said I don't see what point I would use it for. A lot of the stuff you can do in Drambo here, you can do this really easy in Ableton. The step sequencing, I know there's a few things that I like about Drambo that make it cool and unique in iOS, but I feel like most of the stuff that you do in here, you could do it in Ableton just as good, if not better. You know, when you go to the velocities, you can adjust the velocities. You could have it, you know, re-trigger, doing ratchet stuff, probability. That's all inside of Ableton. So unless you're maybe in Logic, I think Logic uses AUV3 now. So if you're in Logic, then you're probably good. This might be a fun tool to use. I think in Ableton, because it's so many of the things that in the Drambo workflow are already in Ableton to do, you probably would just be wasting a lot of time, if you ask me. However, it doesn't mean you can't use it. I just showed you can use it, and you can come up with some unique sounds too. So, I mean, I don't want to discredit it. So there it is. Just wanted to show you how it would work in Ableton, and I will say definitely the fun part about Drambo is the step sequencer, I think, because besides that portion of it, everything else you could kind of just do it in Ableton. So anyway, have fun, play around, see what you come up with. I just wanted to show that person, I forgot his name or her name, that asked me about this question about it in Drambo, that you can use it in Ableton. All right, you can definitely use it in AUM. All right, and that's actually a worthy use case, I would say. Although I tend to like Drambo standalone more, but just wanted to show you that. Okay, so that is it for this video. Until the next one, I'm out.